I can't use my own name anymore. It's my name. Hi, I'm Andrei Mincov, the founder of Trademark Factory, and in this video I'm going to share my thoughts about yet another trademarking screw-up. This time around, it's Jing Hanqing finding himself unable to use his own name because somebody else had trademarked it. Alright, let me start by reading from the article, and you can always find the link in the description below. Can you lose the trademark for your name? This online celebrity says a company trademarked his name. A Bilibili vlogger found out a company trademarked his name, an increasingly common problem for Chinese celebrities. It's not often someone wakes up to find out that the name given to them by their parents now belongs to a company. That's now a reality for Jing Hanqing. Now, I hope I'm not messing up his name too much. And if I am, what are you gonna do, right? Okay, so Jing is an online celebrity with more than 4 million followers on China's video platform, Bilibili. He recently discovered that the name he's been using his whole life is now owned by someone else. The company has trademarked the vlogger's name and said he was infringing on their exclusive right to use it as a brand. I've been told that I can't use the name I've been using for 22 years. I have to change it. Jing wrote on social platform Weibo, expressing his bewilderment. How can I defend my rights? It all started July 30th when the vlogger received an email from, Xiao Electronic Products, claiming that the online channels he operates are in violation of the law. A couple of days later, he got another email from a different company advising him to hire a good lawyer because the trademark for his name has already been transferred a few times. Jing explained in a video. The website for China's Trademarks office shows that 7 different companies have applied for a trademark on Jing's name. Wow. Now, when it comes to trademark law, there's no shortage of bizarre cases, but in China, the world of intellectual property law can get even murkier. In recent years, IP protection has been growing stronger, but this has also inspired some to cash in on other people's names by trademark squatting. And let me just put this into context. Canada, 50,000 trademark applications filed every single year. US, about 600,000 trademark applications filed every single year. China, 7 million trademark applications filed every single year. And that number is going up like that. So no wonder, there's competition for everything that's under the sun, and that's why there's such a massive competition for trademarking anything that can be trademarked, and sometimes even something that cannot be trademarked, because they're filing all these trademarks like crazy. So let's keep going. Shortly after the 2012 London Olympics, Chinese badminton gold medalist Lin Dan realized his name was being used to sell pig feed. Swimming champion Yancey found she had become a brand of underwear. The Chinese name of Alibaba co-founder Jack Ma has a record of more than 20 attempts to register his name by different companies. Live streamers, vloggers, and other influencers are all potential targets of trademark squatters as they try to cash in on an online video industry worth billions in China. Investigations from local media such as Xinhua have revealed. Influencers make prime targets. The industry is lucrative, especially in China where influencer marketing has been booming. However, influencers make their living by building personal brands, often without many resources when they first start. So they often have limited means of protecting their rights at the start of their careers. Yet even famous brands can have a difficult time in China. In 2012, for instance, Apple paid, listen to this, $60 million to a company that had registered the name iPad in China. Wow. Part of the issue is that China is a first to file country, meaning the first person or company to file for trademark gets it. This is in contrast to first to use countries like the US and UK. So some people are trying to use the first come first serve system to their advantage. Now I gotta comment on this. This article makes it look like first to file is an exception, whereas it's anything but. The vast majority of countries in the world, more than 90%, use the first to file system. So if you don't file your trademark application in those countries, you've got no rights to your brand, none whatsoever. It doesn't matter how long you've been using it. It doesn't matter how many people know about you under that brand. If you don't file your trademark there, you're done. Whoever files it first will own it. And like I said, the small number of countries actually allow you to protect your brand outside of trademark registration system. US, Canada, UK, Australia, Israel, a few of them, very few. So don't dismiss this as, oh, China, of course, they're doing everything backwards. Their approach may be backwards, but not because it's first to file, because like I said, most of the world uses the first to file system. Let's keep going. According to Arthur Wu, a trademark attorney, registering names of well-known people is forbidden. For example, if someone wants to register Chairman Mao Zedong, it will definitely be forbidden, he says. But trademark registration examiners often don't know whether the name being registered actually belongs to a person unless it's obvious. And in the case of streamers and influencers, it's unknown whether they're famous enough to qualify. That's a good point. I mean, even in the US, sometimes examiners are being more proactive than in some other cases. They would Google, they would check Wikipedia and see if your name is there, but often they don't. And similarly, I mean, I don't know about you, maybe you've known this name before, but it's the first time I've heard of Jing Hanqing, right? And maybe the trademark examiner at the trademarks office has never heard of him either. So you can't blame them for missing that, for example. So that's a good point. Now, China's permissive trademark system has opened the door to a new type of industry. The country is now home to online companies that specialize in registering trademarks and selling them, according to Catherine Zhang, a China IP lawyer. Jingxiao Electronic Products is one of those companies. It holds 109 trademarks that include the names of other well-known vloggers such as gamer Lu Xing Jishuo. Okay. It's getting harder and harder with each name. Wow. For a rising online star, losing one's name and account, potentially with millions of followers, can be devastating. So content creators have been fighting back by doing what they do best, making content. Jing's vocal complaints have mobilized other vloggers to voice their frustrations. Meanwhile, Bilibili, Jing's platform of choice, has responded by offering legal counseling to its video makers. Now, in the future, these cases may become less frequent, as the country has issued new amendment this year that will make it easier to reject bad faith trademark registrations. The best thing is to register the trademark first. Once you're registered, you don't have to worry anymore, said Zhang, adding that trademark filing isn't expensive. And this is 100% correct. Even if you take into account the government fees and what you're going to pay to attorneys, this amount is negligible compared to the value that your brand will have if you would become successful, or the amount of money that you're going to be throwing to lawyers to fight for your brand if somebody steals it before you trademark it, right? The whole idea for trademarks is that it's an inexpensive way to prevent expensive lawsuits. With trademarks, if you own them, that's it. That's the end of the game. Nobody else can get it. And if they try, you're going to have an upper hand. And, I often hear this idea that, oh, you know what, I've had this trademark and nobody stole my brand, so I just wasted my money. It makes just about as much sense as being upset that you have a fire insurance policy and your house does not burn down. Right? The point of having a trademark is not to necessarily go and sue everybody. The point of having a trademark is to have the positioning that allows you to not have to go to court and sue everybody because they are not touching your brand because they know you own it. So same thing here, whether you're an influencer in China or an entrepreneur in US or a company in Canada, it's the same idea. You want to be the first out there to go and protect your brand before somebody else sees the value, right? So if you are this influencer and you're getting a lot of people to pay attention to you and your videos, well, guess what's your most valuable asset? Your brand, your name. And to not protect it is just silly. It's actually not silly. It's irresponsible. So if you've got a brand, make sure you protect it right away. If you think you've got a shot at building a successful business around that brand, don't risk losing it. The world is full of lazy, envious, unscrupulous people who are going to take advantage of you and your business. If you don't protect your brand, they will steal it before your business reaches a certain point. And in most cases, that certain point will come long before you think you've made it. It will be at a point when you're on your way there. And if they steal your brand when you're on your way there, chances are you're never gonna get there. Seriously, trademarking a brand for a business that you think has a shot at becoming successful should be more of a no-brainer than getting a domain name for that business or brushing your teeth in the morning. It's just something you do. So if you've got a brand that you want to protect, make sure you go to trademarkfactory.com and book your free call with a strategy advisor. They'll be able to help you get started. Whether you've got a brand that you want to protect in China, whether you've got a brand you want to protect in the US, whether you've got a brand you want to protect in Canada, we offer the easiest way to trademark your brand, risk-free, guaranteed, anywhere. Don't risk your brand. Protect it before it's too late. And until then, I will see you in the next video.